Hey everybody, welcome back to the Fish Tank. It's tournament time again, 2v2 style. We're at the semi-final stage of my Fishbowl Brawl for September. Remember, these are my monthly events, 1v1 and 2v2 that we have every month. New tournaments coming up with the new patch, so if you're interested, check out the links in the description to get involved. So today we're going to see SeT and BapHomeT against hngol and Sicarius. So that's this semi-final. Of course, we have a second semi-final as well, which is Dark Crow and Gloomlight against King of Scoba and Black Wolf. The winner of both of those matches will go into the grand final, which we'll check out when we get there. But today, it's semi-final time. So, what do we have? So we're going to be best of 5, conquest rules. So when you win with a master, you can no longer play that master. As always, the teams have ban powers. They can ban a master and 3 cards to prevent their opponents from playing those, and their opponents have that power back at them. And as we can see here, both teams have chosen to ban Setsu. We've also got SeT and BapHomeT. They are banning Bearavalanche, Rimmergul's Breath, Cleaver. All very strong cards in the meta. Bearavalanche probably not quite so strong overall in 2s, but definitely a good ban. And then hngol and Sicarius have also banned Rapid Response Reserves. We know that's everywhere. Blade Star, very, very strong in the hands of good players. And of course, Rimmergul's Breath, which is getting a nerf in the upcoming patch. But not yet. Not today. Right. Let's jump into the action. Okay, game 1 of this best of 5. Diona Volko, Stormbringer, Ratbow. Game on. So I think, with no disrespect to anyone here, I think SeT and Bap will probably be the favourites for this matchup. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win. Let's find out and see how it goes. So we see a lot of scrats in the Ratbow deck, as you would expect. Bridge Grab from Morgul's Mark. Such a strong card, so versatile. And the fact it can grab bridges like that just makes it a real tool. Oh, they've double spelled there. A little bit of a mistake. It's just overcommitting of mana. And of course, if you use your 2 spells on one thing, then you're going to be a bit spell weak a little bit later on at some point. Okay. Avea in the action. Again, I keep mentioning it, we've got lots of changes in the next patch. Big change to Avea as well in the next patch. Right, we need to pay attention to Avea's activation. She's got 1 so far. Likely to get a second one. Needs some support. They decide not to support her. The situation there was they could have thrown something in to get the shield, but it would have probably just been a waste over and above that value. They decided not to go with it. But I mean, Avea is pretty easy to activate, so they don't need to freak out too much about that. Right. We've got a blue golem with the Growth Burst Shroom buff, so it is being extra tanky and extra scary. Good Chain Lightning there. Whirly Scrap just shuts the top down. A little bit frustrating, but we've got Perk 2 for the red team. Stormbringer's going to be buffing the ranged units. And of course the Dagger is available. Let's see if we can see some good Dagger action. Okay, that's a good removal at the bottom there. Sometimes you see people play the Dagger, they're just waiting for that insane Dagger that, depending on what you're playing against or who you're playing against, may never come. You know, you've got to just use it, get value, and then just cycle through to it again. Okay, Black Hole keeping that Battle Monkey alive. It's almost dead. Remember, the Battle Monkey did get nerfed in the last patch, so it is a lot, from experience, a lot weaker than it used to be. DPS is still there, but it's definitely not anywhere near as tanky. Okay, still an XP lead for the red team. Doing a good job here. Swarmer's grabbing that bottom bridge and taking the aggro. So the Morgul's Mark being a great answer there. Okay. Scotty won't enjoy getting hit by this golem. A big beam comes in as well. That's a good Dagger on that. Got some good value from it. There wasn't too many scrats out, so not destroying value, but good value nonetheless. They're trying to keep the Chisma alive here. Oh, Chisma gets hit. That's a little bit unlucky. They did their best to try to save it, and not only did they not save it, then they fed loads of units into the area which the Bevalanche cleared, so that's a little bit frustrating. But still a decent XP lead for the red team. Nice Scritillery, good clear. Keeps the pressure on the bridge as well, just for a little bit longer. Bridgeburn just slaughtering the War Dancers at the top. No Aveir activation yet, but it's coming. Remember, she doesn't shield air units anymore. There's a bit of a misnomer how King Puff still is able to shield air units with his royal gifts, even though air units can't get shielded. I'd like to see that fixed at some point. Right, so let's have a look. Perk 3 for both teams now. Which one is going to be more impactful? Stormbringer's going to be pinging. Not sure what the Daka was there. Maybe just let's see if we can go for face or just force them into reacting. But some good face damage coming out here for the blue team. That Golem absolutely squishes the Whirly Scrat at the top there. It does get Berserker Rage as well, so that thing is absolutely terrifying. And there you see the support to clear the little units that are trying to tank it. And that Golem's still very healthy. Battle Monkey in there as well. This is looking scary. This Golem can end the game pretty quickly in a few hits if it can get there. Doesn't look like it's gonna. Chain Lightning doing a good job. Scotty takes a hit. Doesn't quite die. But that Golem was alive for a long time, and it was difficult for them to deal with. And consequently, the blue team really have caught back up in XP now. They've got an XP lead. All the scratch should be good cannon fodder for dealing with that big Golem, but the support spells are so smart to remove them. They just have to be handled with care. Aveir is activated now, so we're going to have a big power spike at this point in the game. That's going to take longer to clear. Beam of Doom comes in. Where's the black hole? Not available. Trapped, trying to keep the bridges red for as long as possible. This is close. It does feel like since perk 3 it's been swinging towards the blue team though. Okay, not really the Daka that they wanted. Again, the Battle Monkey needs to be handled with so much care. Look at it go! Look at that man go! Okay, it's perk 3. Perk 4! Mana Frenzy for the blue team. They were decently behind for a lot of the game, but since they got to perk 3, they really started to come back. Of course, they got the Aveir activator, which gave them all the extra value as well. Can the red team get to their Mana Frenzy? They're doing a good job holding on. They're still at 10 XP behind. They can't hold on for too long. This blue force is just pushing again and again. Remember, Berserker Rage from those melee units. Mana Frenzy for both teams now. But we've got a Battle Monkey on face. We've got a Golem on face as well. That Battle Monkey's going to go ham in there somewhere. That's killing them. Okay. That was one of those situations where you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Okay, game 1 goes to SeT and BapHomeT. Right, here we go. Game 2. Morelia, Valorian, Stormbringer, Radbow.
Hide in your shadows, void scum. I will find you.
Blue team 1-0 up in this best of 5. And hngol and Sicarius on the red team bring this back to 1 all. Let's find out. So again, looking like a similar, if not the same deck from before for the red team. Radbow, definitely. Chain Lightning just clearing there, holding things up, giving some XP. Rammer comes out of the box at the top. Beam clearing the bottom almost. Always annoying though when you beam, you don't clear, and you don't have the bridge. Doesn't feel like you got a lot of value out of it. Especially if this golem comes on and does something. Looks like it's going to get shut down. But a good XP lead already for the blue team. The previous match, it was the red team that were leading the XP race all the way up to perk 3. Okay, nice chain lightning, but also nice Glenn's Brew to counter it. Good DPS from Scotty, but does go down. Fergus is still alive. Lots of scrats pushing at the bottom. They are dying pretty quickly. And Valorian's Searing Light does clear the back line. Okay, things just calm down for a moment. hngol and Sicarius need to be careful they don't fall too far behind on XP. Perk 2 already for the blue team. That's going to be the Empowered Spellbook from Morelia, and that's going to be the healing from the Holy Light from Valorian. Okay, that healer could be annoying on the Battle Monkey. Spirit drops on the Battle Monkey as well. Chain Lightning, good support here. Battle Monkey's not going to keep the healer alive. And here you can see the Battle Monkey really struggles when it doesn't have a load of enemy units around it. But doing a good job though, killing Scotty. Gets the Glenn's Brew as well, so it's staying alive, forcing the reaction, holding the bridge. So there's a lot of different bits of value there, and overall that really adds up. Still a good XP lead for the blue team. Mountain Shaper comes in. Big changes to Mountain Shaper in the next patch as well. Look out for those. Right, blue golem's going to squish everything here. Doesn't look like it's going to get the shroom buff though. It's a little annoying because that's a lot of HP and a lot of damage. Scotty goes down unfortunately after the pincer fitted away. Chain Lightning clears most of the top, including the Chisma, which was going to be kind of annoying in the pocket there. Another good Glenn's Brew, just keeping the Curse Bearer alive. I do like the Glenn's Brew the way it is now. It used to be something like a sort of a cheese enabler, but now it's really a card that can be used smartly in lots of different ways on so many different units and can still get good value. Right, we've got perk 3 for the blue team. They're really ahead on XP at the moment. Are they going to take a 2-0 lead here in this best of 5? It's looking like it at the moment, but stranger things can happen. Okay, that's a big beam at the top. Does clear everything. Bridges are red for a moment. But 80 XP is a huge difference. Or 70 if I do the correct maths. Right, here comes Fergus. Going to get shut down. Again, we're kind of seeing the same interactions over and over again. They know what they've got. They know what their opponent's got. And the blue team comes out on top again with that Glenn's Brew. Glenn's Brew getting a bit of a buff in the next patch as well. Going to be doing 25 more healing. Okay, some face damage coming out onto SeT and Bap, but I don't think they're going to worry too much about that. They've got a lot of HP. I think they were pinging they should have breathed at the bottom. The breath at the top seems a little wasted. There wasn't really too much for it to hit. Walking Blind Date's so powerful though, getting onto that bridge, neutralizing it, taking it, and maybe you get lucky and you get it the perfect unit as well for you. Okay, that dragon's healthy at the top. hngol and Sicarius would love a juicy Daka on that dragon, but SeT and Bap will do their utmost to deny that as much as they can. Okay, they're piling some units out now, which generally means that there's a Daka coming, but the Daka's not what they wanted. They saw the opportunity, but it wasn't there quite long enough. And that dragon should have been almost dead. Again, the Glenn's Brew's going to keep that dragon alive, and the golem pushing it is terrifying. It's got a spirit, and it's got the giant growth. I'm not really sure how they hold on here. If they hold on here, they're going to die eventually anyway, because it's perk 3 going into Mana Frenzy now for the blue team. Golem's going to be spanking on face here. Look how much damage that's doing, and it's still very much alive. Okay, SeT and BapHomeT take game number 2, and they rush into a 2-0 lead. Okay, game 3. Can SeT and Bap close this out? Can hngol and Sicarius start the fight back? Let's find out. Right, we've got King Puff against Apep. We've got Diona against Morelia. I don't know why I said that in that weird way. Okay, so it's an accursed Morelia deck. Not sure how I feel about accursed decks at the moment. They're definitely not as strong as they used to be. Getting some more nerfs coming in the next patch as well. Or some rebalances anyway. Always good to see King Puff, one of my favourite masters. Not a lot of people play him. Very high skill player, master. Yeah. Right, so the Curse Bearer is going to pull the assassin out of stealth, so it doesn't get that big hit off. Well, that Curse Bearer dying is kind of annoying, because the curse is going to hang around for a little bit, but not long enough to be there for when the blue golem gets there. The Curse Bearer just living at the bottom there. That's kind of annoying. Right. Zip's going to get pressurized by Morkrul's Mark, but they were ready for it. It had already aggroed on the Golem, though, which was kind of the key thing there. Had it not, it could have been a problem. Right. Blue Golem goes down. Howling Moon, not getting too much value. Not many things to reduce the health of. And these wolves are probably going to slaughter the top lane. Big beam coming in here. That's great value. They kind of baited that in there. The walls and the Shen. And then the beam just clears. XP slightly in the blue team's favour. But nothing too much to talk about right now. The Accursed deck should have lots of skeletons to help with dealing with the Golem. That's a great place trap. Lots of DPS coming out from that trap. Right, bridge switch is of course available for King Puff and the Knights. The King's Royal Gifts, I think they're called, from perk 2. Right, let's see how this push at the bottom goes. Now the Coax, the Diplomancer, is going to make things a little bit annoying to deal with here. Need to handle it with care. Still an XP lead for the blue team. Remember, if they take this, they will go into the next round, into the grand final. That's a good beam. Okay, they did a great job there using the shield totem as the makeshift wall, which is where it's really valuable sometimes. Right, we're at 68 so far. Spectral Essences of the Accursed Ascension count. When the red team do get Accursed Ascension, is that going to change much? What kind of value can they get out of there? Late game, very late game Ascension decks can be very strong. But are we going to go that deep into this? Okay, only 5 away from it. We'll hear the sound in a minute. That green ball will turn into a really bright green. Or bright green if I put my teeth in. Right, Ascension is reached. 30 XP behind, so it's not impossible right now for them to come back. Of course, perk 3 for Apep means those free 4 mana cards. Night Puffs as well for King Puff, which can be massive. Night Puff generation is huge there. Oh, the Chain Lightning didn't quite keep the Battle Monkey alive. Would have shredded those. But look at this push. In comes the Breath. That's the Accursed Breath. So it does come with the skeletons. Bevelanche is so good against the Shen at the bottom. That Shen is slowed. So without any sort of external inputs, Shen is only going to be a stun machine. He's not going to be putting any damage out at all. Right. hngol and Sicarius need to get good value out of their dragon. It's a one-time only dragon. They need to get good value out of it. And that value needs to be XP. Because they're dropping further and further behind. Cursebearer at the top. Could be switched to the bottom if there's a bridge switch available. Let's see. That's going to be a big beam. Okay, that beam just slaughters everything at the bottom there. Really nicely done, keeping it all together. Remember, that's the only dragon that the red team are going to get. They really didn't achieve too much with it. Maybe a little bit of XP back, but not anything to really talk about. We're going to have some big Night Puff generation coming here. And this looks like SeT and Bap are going to get into the grand final. So some good value there from the Howling Moon, but those wolves are just going to get absolutely slaughtered. And all the while, the blue team are getting so much XP, and the next push is coming already. Spawning things just in the pocket, because they just really don't want to play anything. Okay, that golem at the top is raged. It's got growth burst, shroom, bonus. It's going to be a little bit scary. Bridge switch available here. Nice stun lancers. Those stun lancers, I think, from perk 3 Apex. So that was exactly what they needed at that moment in time. Big breath coming in here. And that breath can get huge value as the game goes on, with these lanes getting really overflowing with units. But the problem is, I don't think the red team's going to hold on. We got Mana Frenzy for the blue team. They're a long way ahead of their opponents. Big beam, clearing the pocket. And this is going to be a little bit too late for the red team to come back. Looks like SeT and Bap are going to be into the grand final. And there we go. SeT and Bap close this one out 3-0. Very well played to everyone involved. Okay, and there we have it. SeT and Bap beating hngol and Sicarius by 3-0 here in the semi-final. Remember, we've also got Gloomlight and Dark Crow against King Cascoba and Black Wolf in the other semi-final, and the winner of that will then play SeT and Bap in the grand final. So make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on that action. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks for being here with me. I'm Bad as a Fish, and as always, I'm awkwardly waving.